Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Rachel Carr and I'm a plant-based chef, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make vegan gnocchi. For those of you who don't know what gnocchi is, they're little potato and flour dumplings that are traditional in Italian cuisine. Normally they're made with eggs, but today's version is completely plant-based and egg-free. They're actually quite easy to make and they're absolutely divine. They're light and fluffy and pillowy, and they soak up any sauce that they're served in. So I can't wait to share this recipe with you. Let's get started. Start by taking 20 ounces of baked Idaho potatoes. Take the skin off and then mash them up or use a potato ricer to get them as smooth and lump-free as possible. Add the mashed potatoes to 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the mix, and then you're going to stir it up until everything is pretty well incorporated. At that point, you're going to use your hands to kind of mash the dough together and turn it out onto a surface where you can knead it. Now at this point, the dough is going to be fairly crumbly and a little bit difficult to work with, but if you keep gently kneading it, eventually it will form a smooth dough that holds together pretty easily. Next, you're going to divide the dough ball up into 4 equal pieces, and as you can see, the inside of the dough is nice and smooth. Next, you're going to flour a surface, and you're going to take one of those quarters, cut it into 2, and then roll it out gently with your hands into a rope. Now, the thickness of the rope that you roll it out into can vary depending on the size of gnocchi that you want, but mine is about 1/2 inch thick. I'd just like to point out that even though I'm only showing you guys 1/4 of the dough, I did make all of the gnocchi in one session. Next, you're going to use a bench scraper, which is the tool I have here, or a knife, and you're going to cut the rope into about 1-inch long pieces. Go ahead and do that for all of the ropes. You want to work quickly with gnocchi because they can start to stick together if they sit around and absorb moisture from the air. You want to keep them nice and floured too. The next step is we're going to kind of create a little decorative ridges on the outside of the gnocchi. So I'm using a fork and I'm just rolling the gnocchi down the length of the tines. Here's a close-up view of how I do that. I've kind of slowed it down for you as well. I'm sort of pressing down into the center of the gnocchi and then just rolling it off the fork. The next step is to bring a pot of salted water to a boil and then add the gnocchi and cook them in batches. At first they sink to the bottom of the pot, but eventually they float to the top of the water after a few minutes of cooking, and this means that they're ready. You can go ahead and use a slotted spoon to remove them from the water. Today I'm going to be cooking some vegan sausage and Brussels sprouts and then adding a store-bought tomato sauce to serve with my gnocchi. I've already sauteed the vegetables and the sausage, and I'm going to just heat up the sauce and then add the cooked gnocchi straight from the boiling water into the sauce. I just cook it for a few minutes in the pan just to make sure that everything's nice and hot and all the flavors are well blended, and then it's ready to serve. You can serve these gnocchi with a cream sauce, a pesto, or even just plain vegan butter and garlic. Any way you serve it, it's delicious. Thank you for watching, and remember, eat more plants.